The average medical school debt in the United States is $246,000, and that's a lot of money. Even if you're making $200,000 a year as an attending physician, that's a lot of money to repay, and it grows with interest. And it can be a quarter to half of your income that you're making for up to like 20 years plus of repayment. But anything that you can do to chip away at this amount to get it to be less, the more of a service that you're doing yourself. So some ways to avoid debt in medical school is 1, a military scholarship. And so this is a health profession scholarship program, or HPSP for short. And this is a program where you agree to join one of the branches of the military, and they'll pay for your whole tuition, they'll pay for books, and you'll get a $3,000 a month stipend. In exchange for that, you have to do 45 days of active duty during medical school, and then after medical school, you have to do 1 year in the military for every year of scholarship that you've gotten, with a minimum of 2 years. And you also go through a different match process for residency. You go through the military match in this case. The second thing on this list to avoid medical school debt is the National Health Service Corps Scholarship, or NHSC for short. Tuition, you get books covered, and you get a $2,000 a month stipend. And in return, you have to specialize in a primary care specialty. So this would be family medicine, internal medicine, OB-GYN, psychiatry, or pediatrics. And you will have to serve 1 year in a underserved community at a federally qualified health center. So it's 1 year per year of scholarship that you received for a minimum of 2 years. And this scholarship is actually the scholarship that I received during medical school. And so I'll do another video on this that kind of shows the exact breakdown of how it paid for my school and how I'll be repaying those years. And then next on this list, there's school-funded scholarships. So at some of the prestigious universities, they have full ride scholarships, such as at Columbia or UCLA. And these are quite competitive scholarships, so hard to get for sure. Next is no tuition universities. And so these would be ones like NYU or the Cleveland Clinic. And so also dependent on if you get into those medical schools. And lastly would be the Scholarship Universe website. And so for a lot of these, you're writing essays or maybe part of an underserved group, and you can apply for these scholarships. And they tend to be a lot smaller in their amounts. So it's going to be like $1,000 to like $5,000, and you have to apply for them yearly. So they do add up, but it's not going to be the equivalent of a full ride scholarship. So that covers a lot of the ways that you can avoid getting medical school debt. And then next would be how you can pay off medical school debt once you have it. One would be Public Service Loan Forgiveness, so PSLF. And these programs are if you have federal student loans and you make payments on them for 10 years or 120 payments, you can qualify to have the rest of the loan after that forgiven. And these are in effect if you're working for federal, state, tribal, local government, or a not-for-profit organization. And next would be the NHSC, National Health Service Corps, Loan Forgiveness Program. And this one's for after school, when you already have the debt. And for this one, you commit to working 2 years in an underserved community at a federally qualified health center. And you can get a maximum of, for the 2 years, $75,000 forgiven in a primary care specialty. or in a different specialty, you can get $50,000 forgiven. And this is something that you can reapply for yearly thereafter to continue to get the benefits of loan forgiveness for working in an underserved community. So these are most of the programs that I have heard of for either avoiding medical school debt or relieving medical school debt after graduation. If you all know of any others that I missed, please let me know in the comments. I'm really curious to hear about those.